of the Triumvirate Podcast. I am Skorche. Today, I am joined by Arcadia Zero and Vast Empires. We're talking about E3 2017, everything we saw, everything we liked. We didn't actually go, even though it was the first year that it was open to the public. But we may go eventually, but I digress. We're going to talk about games and all the crap that we saw that we really, really liked. And let's start off by saying that we play Sony games, and we were very happy with a lot of the things that were on the Sony press conference. And for me, that would definitely be Shadow of the Colossus remake. Good lord, put it in my hands right now. I want it.
I never played the first one, so I don't share that same sentiment, but it still looked like a neat game.
It's a remake, so you're going to be able to play the first one.
Only in higher definition
Yes.
and more textures and the same amazingly gorgeous music just flowing through you as you're climbing giant Colossus.
Yeah, it was great.
Colossi? I don't know what the plural of that is.
So where do we begin after that? What was there?
Alright, so I'm just gonna cut right to the chase.
Do it!
Number one must-buy game is Anthem. Will buy. Take all of my money right now.
And we need to point out that will buy, must buy, might even pre-order buy is based on the slow rolling hype train. Nothing but a trailer.
Yep.
Not even a tech demo yet.
And you're not
gorgeous.
You're not worried at all about it being BioWare and them mucking up Andromeda at all.
No.
You're not at all. That's a really bold statement right there.
Because just that little snippet of trailer that they showed of gameplay, if it is just that and a lot of that, I'll be pleased. I'll be happy.
Yeah. All right. I can see that.
So that being the threshold of my expectation, and anything more than that just being icing on the cake, then I'm all about. I want it. You're in a mech suit and you can fly around. It's like everything that a bunch of other games should have been all combined together into one. Yeah. And if it happens to have a campaign and some plot to it, just yeah. I mean, what more can you ask for?
Well, it's a BioWare game. They make core RPGs, so you'd expect them to have a strong campaign story behind it, right?
Well,
that's what BioWare does.
From the trailer.
Along with doinking all of your crew members, but that is for a different podcast.
Is that something that is going to be carried over? I don't know. But I
certainly hope so.
BioWare,
they have a lot of polygons to work with, Fast.
Stop it. Stop. That's terrible.
All right, segueing though. But being a mech fan, that's my numero uno selection from all the conferences that I watched.
It looks
that
great.
Will be a buy. Yes.
From the 5 or 6 minutes that we saw, it looked amazing. I'm a bit worried about the play style that they're going for, not necessarily the mechanics of it or anything like that, more from the standpoint of them trying to go for a style that is very reminiscent of Destiny.
A shared world shooter?
Yeah. I like the idea, but it hasn't been pulled off very well so far.
Yeah.
Well, there's always D2.
The only major potential downside I could see is if they try to do the same, but they accomplish more, but then they fall short in the amount of map and level that's actually available.
See, I don't see them.
That's where it could choke them.
I don't see them pulling an Ubisoft in this. I think what will get them will be a lack of cohesive gameplay and in-game.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yeah,
I think that's what it'll be. And that's just going by BioWare's reputation and me playing my unfinished bout of Mass Effect. I can say that. I know, but I'm just saying by going with this that I have no qualms about them putting together like strange, beautiful alien worlds to explore, putting together a solid story or anything like that. But it's the co-op, the in-game, and the whatever the other thing I said.
Right.
Yep. But other than that, I will say that if the trailer is really like the gameplay, then I'd say it's a couple notches in render quality than even Horizon Zero Dawn was.
Yeah.
And that looks pretty
Which
pretty
has
impressive.
DLC on the way.
Nice segue.
Yeah.
Might as well just
like how I did
slide
that.
right into that.
That was clean. That was clean.
That was nice. It's like we
Good one.
practiced.
Good one.
Yeah. And you know we
Digital
didn't.
claps. Digital claps.
Oh.
The Frozen Wilds, I believe, is what it's called.
Yes, it is, and it is coming out rather soon. I think this year.
Yep. We'll get.
I was very surprised that they're actually including DLC. One, because the game was so complete when they did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It felt like a really strong, solid standalone story. And I'm also surprised that they put this together really quickly. You know?
Well, I mean, there was those after credit sneak previews that they can use that as a little teaser to lead into it. So I don't know whether or not they're going to tie that into this DLC or leave that for a future Horizon 2. So that's yet to be decided. But nonetheless, the game was magnificent, and I will definitely buy a little side story snippet.
Very worth platinuming.
They have so you can tell that they just really have a really well thought out world, really well thought out character. They have so many stories to tell. I wasn't expecting it. It feels like an actual gift. Like it could be 20 minutes long, and I'll be like, yes, this is the best 20-minute campaign I've ever played in my life. Thank you for giving me more.
Oh. Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. I agree with that.
Yeah, I pledge my allegiance to this series. So.
Guerrilla Games
they
really did a number.
They officially got your hook.
Yeah. And it was very worthy. They did a very good job.
Agreed.
Next, what's on our list? What do we want to talk about? There's so much.
I stole the spotlight first, so one of y'all next.
I talked about Shadow of the Colossus.
So
Vast,
I will bring up the game that I'm excited about. Fortnite.
Yeah.
It is just around the corner. Fortnite, the cooperative building game by Epic Games.
Yeah.
That apparently has been in development for about maybe 4 or 5 years now. Could be a little bit longer than that, but they brought a playable build to E3 this year, and they were doing all the shows and the promotion to get people interested in it, and I am interested in it.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah.
It seems like a game that the three of us would really enjoy playing all together. Not only because it scratches Arcadius's very large must-build-it itch, but also because there are ninjas in the game.
Craft all the things.
And the more that I listen to them talk about it, I could feel myself like purchasing a ticket onto the hype train. But the more I heard the developers talk about it, the more excited I got, the more gameplay I saw. There's a lot of... It just seems that it's like a surface scratching game. Like the further into it, the more deep that it actually is.
Yeah.
So they talked about having the 4 different character classes, but within those character classes you can unlock different skills for them, and you can also have different characters within that class who have, different stats, so you're like collecting different characters. I don't know. I just want to see it. I want to try it. I want to watch you guys build
sub-characters per class?
So you won't just have 2 ninjas. It looks like you might have, like 4. And maybe they'll have different stats, maybe they'll have different skills. I don't know yet.
How I think they set it up for it to work is that you have a class, and we're just going to take ninja, and that class has a certain it has a certain archetype of how you would play it, right? And there are characters within that class that have different skills that fit that archetype, and you unlock those throughout play. and I'm going to do it all, but I think I'm going to stay with Outlander because they like to scavenge, and so do I.
Mm-hmm. So what I'm hearing is we probably have our roles pretty well defined early on, and then we'll just play it all. I already feel safe. I know that we're going to have the best base in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. It's got to be like double-checked and triple-checked. Arcadius is an actual
be a fortress
engineer,
of solitude.
so it's gotta be nuts.
It'll be safety,
impenetrable
for
days.
Like, it'll be awesome.
Days!
Machine guns at every corner.
7 days later.
Ran out of bullets? Bring on the flame tanks.
Can't wait for that game. It's going to be a lot of fun with the three of us.
I think even if we sometimes don't do poorly, just the sheer entertainment factor out of our hijinks will be satisfying enough.
I think so too. There's a lot of stuff in here. Oh yeah, I'm playing Diablo 3, by the way. It's me streaming Skorche. That's me. Because the Necromancer DLC is going to be coming out next week along with patch 2.6.0, and I'm going to be playing the absolute hell out of it.
I probably won't buy that DLC, but I will still play alongside, because who does not want to play OP mode?
Yeah, absolutely.
All day. Well, speaking of DLCs and E3, Battlefield 1, I should say, has a new DLC coming out. And
in the name of the Tsar.
Yes. I'm pants at that game. I suck. I admit it. I am terrible. And I have no wish to improve because it will take away joy from others to see me on the field, unless you're on the opposing team.
We love having you on the battlefield, Bass.
But saying that, In the Name of the Tsar looks really cool.
Yeah, it does. We get the Eastern Front. We get everything that comes with the Eastern Front, like Russians and snow and more guns. It's going to be great.
Yep. And as it is a Battlefield staple, we'll play.
Oh, yes.
Because we already got the season pass, so it's really more like a just jump on when it rolls out type deal.
Yeah.
So no work there. It's already been bought.
Yeah. They're starting a new game type. They usually have a different game type for DLC, but they're starting a game type. I've only really heard mentions of it. It's plays similar to a conquest map, and Battlefield-style conquest map. The first couple objectives are already owned by their respective sides. So it really starts to feel like you would have to push into territory to win the game. And that sounds like an intense, hair-raising fun time.
Ooh.
Super mega fun time.
That'd be like Conquest, but without having all those butt rushers at the beginning. So it's already done. You can't go rush and capture it. Everyone gets to smash right in the middle at the center objective. It'd be almost like the frontline objective, except without the nonsense of locked objectives. You just start out smashed in the middle.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to it. Along with the Russian scouts, which are now ladies now. It's going to
get some ladies in there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Which is historically accurate. I know that they love to have historically accurate things in Battlefield, and more power to them. I really like that aspect of their development.
Side note, they do a pretty good job with the codex cards that you earn throughout the gameplay. They actually have really good tidbits of history info on them.
You know who didn't Destiny, but that's another time.
We have got to exercise that demon, guys. We gotta get it out from our soul.
Well,
Moderation.
They have a chance to redeem themselves in Destiny 2, which is coming out in September.
An anniversary. Is it September 9th? Oh,
it's September 27th? I have the list, but I'm playing Diablo, so that wasn't really very well planned on my behalf. But it's coming out. I have seen very little of it because I'm still kind of miffed about it. What do y'all think?
Hold on, just need to pull it up real quick.
Yeah.
September 8th.
September 8th. All right.
Initial release was
about a
6th,
year.
but it looks like it got pushed to the 8th.
Okay.
Well, I will say that not based on their E3 showing, because I only remember the trailer from the Sony event, but based on some other things that I saw, if a copy arrived at my doorstep, I would try it.
You're saying if Bungie just sent you a free one, you'd be like, okay, it'd be in bad taste to turn it down.
It'd be worth a stroll, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Yes, it would.
Just to, take a seat.
I'm still not at a point where I feel like, and I would say this with the full caveat if we as a group to say we are going to do this, we are going to hold hands and jump into this together, I will purchase the game. But as of right now, I've seen enough to think that they have addressed a large part of my initial concerns from the previous game. And again, we've talked about this many times before. For Destiny 2, so I would want to try it and see if they actually have made those changes. But I'm not at the point where I'm willing to pay for it to do that.
Yeah. There's no way I would actually pay to see myself if they made those changes. I'm going to wait for reviews to come out. And then I'm going to wait for more reviews to come out. And then I'm going to wait for DLC reviews to come out. And then I'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that was bad. Just bad history. Go watch some previous videos we dumped on Destiny for like hours.
I believe that was episode 2.
We'll put that one to bed.
Yes.
All right, next up, since we're on the battling topic, Battlefront 2.
Yes!
I'm going to get it.
Oh, yeah. There's no question. We're going to be playing the hell out of it.
And since, because I remember for the first Battlefront, I only played the beta. I didn't play the full game. And
that's probably a wise choice, to be honest.
Yeah, when I saw that in the gameplay this time, where the power-ups were not just a bunch of floating coins on the level that you had to race 18 other people to go get, and now it's an individual system.
Yeah.
To me, that's what made it much more enjoyable now.
It rewards good gameplay and team play rather than I just found this coin.
Period.
Yeah.
You don't even have to be doing good. Just be consistent, and you'll earn points.
Damn it.
And that to me is what's going to increase, for one, the chaos factor, and two, the fun factor.
Yeah.
So both of those things hand in hand is going to make it pretty enjoyable to play.
It looks
and
good.
It's Star Wars, so
And they did say that there was a strong campaign to it, which I'm always happy for. And they could not have picked a more gorgeous leading lady, let me say. She's right up my alley. Good lord, holy shit. But
yeah.
We need to move this topic, or I'm just gonna make those noises all the time.
Well, I will say what I'm most excited about is I finally get to be a jump pack trooper again.
Yeah!
A jump pack trooper again. I'm so excited about that. Now I just need to know, do I actually have an EMP gun? Okay, can I relive these moments? And if I can, then you're just gonna not get me off this game.
And I like the battle dynamic is neat in the way that they push in waves. It's not as terrible feeling as like an Operation Metro and Battlefield is, but it's at least a little more progressive in the aspect that you very well can hold the enemy and battle it back in terms of waves.
Yeah.
And the waves only get more intense for the people that are sandbagging their points, so they can just unlock special after special after special at the end, towards the end of the match. And that's like the last 5 minutes, I think, of every match is going to be the deciding factor.
Oh yeah.
Be like 18 Jedis running around.
That heavy with the heavy shield and the heavy gun, I'm all about it. I'm going to be doing that the entire time. I mean, I normally play support with the heavy guns anyway, but it's
that one.
Dat heavy.
And okay, so and speaking of support, I'm actually really interested in seeing how the officer class works. Because I have a feeling as someone who's really good at micromanaging people, it'll like get my blood pressure up, but it might actually help me achieve things in the game. So I want to see how that works.
Yeah.
They didn't talk too much. They showed a little bit of him, but he was not really seen much. But then again, even what little player footage we saw, there might even be like double the classes that we never even saw that they might introduce, and they only made mention of the main ones during the conference. Especially
if you're going against the Battlefront, the newest one that came out, which had nothing. Anything more than what they gave us is an improvement. So it would not be hard for them to improve.
Set the bar higher.
Yeah.
I mean, at least put the bar up on something. Like, don't just leave it on the ground.
Well, I will give it this. The game was beautiful. They didn't do anything past that.
But my gosh, when you were on indoor and you saw those ferns tremble, you felt like you were there.
Yeah, absolutely. So, shall we talk about, and I know we didn't really mention this beforehand, and I'm not sure if any of us are actually interested in it, but there was a title that looked interesting from a co-op perspective, and that is A Way Out.
Oh,
yeah. I did see that trailer a few times, and although the premise didn't really excite me, the fact that they made a game like that actually was intriguing.
Yeah.
Like forced cooperation. I thought that actually was a neat dynamic, that it's like, oh, well, you can't just decide to go play this. Like, you literally have to go get someone.
Yeah.
To either get online with you, or you go drag them from your neighbor's house and you sit them down and you play with them.
Tom, get over here!
That they actually have a split screen mode for it. They do. It's really cool.
I think the only way to play it is split screen, actually.
Ooh.
I could have swore there was a way to join online, which meant that you would see your whole... Actually, no, they might split the screen anyways, just so they see what your other character is seeing.
Yeah.
Okay,
and,
I'd buy that.
The whole co-op thing is expected from this group. I forget who did it, but the developer did Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons, and that was a good story with some heart-wrenching moments that was also forced co-op. So they know what they're doing, and I think they've been given a larger budget, and I think it's worth paying attention to. Not necessarily playing, that's not really how I do business.
Yeah.
But it will be interesting to at least see.
I can't say I was super hooked by their plot, Escape from Jail or whatever that was.
Yeah.
Not super excited about that, but I still like the fact that that game exists.
Yeah.
So I'll be excited to see some gameplay from it.
I like experimentation. I like that people are doing something new, which is really hard to do in the gaming industry now, in the world and era of sequels, stuff like that.
Yeah. You need to come out. Everyone's trying to get that one super blockbuster, and then they can just roll on it for years and years and years, and then make their money, and then try to think up of another good one.
Yeah. So, in the theme of the era of sequels, Beyond Good and Evil 2, lady and gentlemen, it's finally here. After 15 years, it's made a comeback.
Many years.
I never saw the first one, but after watching that trailer, I thought that was pretty funny.
It was such an entertaining trailer.
To see, yeah, it was. I will definitely be wanting to probably play that game. If anything, that campaign looks like it'd be pretty entertaining and funny. So I'll set some pretty modest expectations for that one. That one should be good.
I never actually played the... Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. I was going to say, out of all of us, I think Vast was the only one to have played the original.
Yes. Well, I'm quite an old broad. And so I never actually played the game itself. I sat on a couch of a really good friend of mine and watched him play the game. And it was in that era of... games that, had like action adventure kind of platform, almost like a Jak and Daxter, only more mature, a really good storyline, and a lot of different gameplay elements into it. It was just a really well thought out, well crafted game that never got the sequel. You know, it's been in limbo for so many years, and so when I saw that it was coming back and in this form, I'm just incredibly excited, because you can tell when someone like has that idea and that passion and that love for something, and they've been told to wait for so long, and now they actually have a chance to do it. That's going to be fabulous.
Was that the guy? Was that the start of it where the guy shed a small tear on stage when he?
Yep.
Good on him. Good on him. I'm glad. I'm really happy to see stuff like that. Because he's obviously very, very passionate about it. I'm glad he got to share it. I'm glad he got to work on it. It's a wonderful thing to see passion in an industry.
Yep.
Let me tell you, when I finished watching that, the first thing I did is went to the website and tried to sign up for the monthly.
Yeah. Do you need me? This. I need to help you. You gotta let me do this.
Spam my email with all of your stuff. I want to support you. I want to see this. And if nothing else, if I can just get more cinematics from this game, yes, please.
In case
if we have anything like the trailer was, I will be thoroughly entertained.
In case anyone required the song that was in the trailer, it is "Strong Culture" by the Asian Dub Foundation. It was really cool. I like the way they did it.
There you have it, folks.
Yep.
If you haven't seen the trailer, please see the trailer.
Yeah.
And then do your best to support this game.
I must agree.
Well, if we're going to talk about sequels that had really amazing trailers, I have to bring up The Crew 2.
Yeah!
The Crew, from what I understand, was like a blip on everybody's radar. It came out, Sony really tried to push it. It was supposed to be a launch title, perhaps? And it didn't. I could be lying to you on this one. And it didn't quite make it to launch, and then it didn't quite perform the way that everyone wanted it to. And after several patches, it became a game, a playable game. But based on the trailer alone, I was interested in it. Am I interested enough to one day get it? I don't know, but the trailer was probably one of the best produced trailers outside of Beyond Good and Evil 2 that I saw this entire game. Like, it looked awesome. It made this game look like something you wanted to play.
Absolutely. I think they did a really good job as well. The whole idea of their worlds folding in on themselves and things like that, seeing all kinds of landmarks next to other landmarks that clearly shouldn't be there. And
it took you from the road to the plane to the sea, and you're sitting there like, am I going to be able to jet ski in this game too? Like, I don't know, but I want to find out.
Yeah.
Yep.
It legitimately looked really good. I'm not usually a racer, but
me neither.
Just from the trailer alone, it might be worth a little exploratory venture.
Part of that experimentation category.
Yeah. I don't really have anything to say past that. It was just a really good trailer.
Yep, me neither.
Yeah.
Might try. I'll say the trailer was good, but I still don't know about some play. I'll see if it's got enough to it to make me want to spend some time on it. Because we got a bunch of other things to be playing here. That can't just suck up all my time.
Would we like to move on?
Yes. Next up on my top 5, I would say, is the next God of War installment. And the one thing I gotta say...
your son to work day.
Okay, but here's the confusing part. The trailer talked about that little boy being his son, but I thought that his family... That's why he's covered in white ash, was his family had already been killed.
Yeah,
so I don't know how
his family before the first one started.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm I'm interested to see how this kid ties into his story. Because I remember at the end, it's interesting though, because if they're chronologically connecting it, then at the end of the third one, for some background, he defeated all the major gods, and that included in Hades killing the three sisters that controlled the threads of fate. So now everyone controls their own fate, and that kind of looks like that is what has happened, but obviously chaos just kind of, you know, rumbles about randomly, and that kind of sets the tone where people have never experienced this sort of free will, but that means that evil also has its free will. So there's kind of an intermingling that you might get to see how it developed from where the last God of War ended to this one.
Yeah. And if you wanted to go shallower with that, he killed all the great gods, so he's going to Norse mythology.
Yeah, he's got more gods. There are more gods in the world, and they need killing.
But they showed a gigantic, Jormungand, I am on board. That's all it took. That gigantic snake, that's all I needed to see.
Well,
so there's that.
I kind of checked out on God of War and 3, but seeing this trailer reminded me of how incredibly epic they scaled the game. Like, it was one of the first games that actually had, like, epic scale and epic battles within, you know? And so it reminded me of that feeling and how awesome it was to fight those bosses and to do those great things. So I'm almost back on board.
Yeah?
I'm almost back on board.
Well, per my player tag, Greek mythology is a favorite of mine, and so that continuing train is enough to keep me reeled in for what has happened in this next chapter for him. So I will be taking a look at that one for sure.
Yeah. There's one thing that will kill me about that game, that will turn me off about that game forever, and that is whether or not that kid is vulnerable while you're playing. I don't want it to be a gigantic, you must protect this shitty little wimpy kid the entire game. Like, I don't want to do that.
Talk your son, okay? You don't talk about that about your son.
I do. If I'm playing that game, I'm goddamn Kratos, and he better be badass just as much as I am, right?
He's like, I was the god of war.
Yeah, exactly.
And
do you think it'll be like, what was the last Prince of Persia game? Do you think it could be like that?
I don't know. I never really played Prince of Persia that much. So I can't really...
Persia game, the princess was there with you, but she was kind of like an intangible thing that popped in and out from time to time.
Okay.
That's kind of, from the trailers, that's kind of what it looked like it was. There wasn't, from what little trailer they showed, there wasn't like a separate health meter for him off to the side where he could get, killed. So I think that he might just whine and yell and shout and throw some things now and again for cinematic stuff, but that's probably about it.
Yeah.
Kratos is going to be Kratos and doing his thing and, getting to work.
Kratos going to Kratos.
Yep.
Please put that on a t-shirt.
I want that whole thing to play out like Joel and Ellie from The Last of Us, or Elizabeth and Booker from BioShock Infinite. They did a really good job with your companion being there and helping you out the whole time. And if it's like that, I'm on board. Absolutely. You got to protect this kid. I'm out.
The deal breaker.
Yeah.
Protect or not to protect? That is the question.
No, there is no decision. It's not protect. He's got to help himself.
How else are they going to learn?
Exactly.
I mean, he's Kratos, so I'm sure he's all about School of Hard Knocks. I mean, it's what he does.
Oh, yeah. So, moving on from that long franchise, so we talk about another long franchise in Assassin's Creed. It's going to Egypt this time.
There you go.
Will y'all
take this one away.
Will y'all be playing it?
Probably not. And I only say that just because I've not gotten into any of the other previous Assassin's Creeds. I liked some of the campaigns. I've watched some videos of people playing the story. Stories have been pretty good. But I'm not super up on like the sneaky games. They're entertaining for a while, but then I kind of get bored with them easily.
Okay.
I mean, obviously you don't have to sneak. You could go in, friggin' knives throwing, guns blazing, right? But it looks like a good game. I won't fault it for that. And Assassin's Creeds have always had some pretty interesting plots, so I'll definitely probably watch some of that. But I don't know if it would be enough to make me play it.
I haven't played one since 2.
You got out at a good time.
I think part of it is because I'm a story-driven, character-driven gamer, and so some of the characters that have come out haven't really appealed to me as much as Ezio and even Altair.
Yeah.
So they're a little bit. Well, I mean, you can't get better than Ezio. He was a fun guy, even if you run around as an assassin. Like, he was a fun guy. Of course. But I'm hesitant to say that I would buy it immediately, because wasn't the last one they shipped broken?
You're thinking about... It wasn't Black Flag. I think that was the latest one. But the one that took place in London. Victorian London. I forgot what it's called.
Yeah, that one didn't have very good marks on it.
Yeah, but that one... Yeah, it did not play very well. From what I understand, they fixed it, but it was too late.
Yeah. In gaming, once damage is done, it's pretty much permanent.
Yeah. Destiny!
So every time I think of Assassin's Creed now, I think of those games with all of the bugginess and the eyeballs standing outside of the vineyard model. That's what I see. And I was like, I don't want to play that. I'm going to give me $50 for that. So, or $70 for that.
Depending on how expensive your hype train ticket was. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I agree.
It's probably going to be a must-play for me. I like Egypt. I like Assassin's Creed, though I haven't played the most recent ones. I think my latest one that I played was the one in the American Revolution.
Yep.
I enjoyed that. A lot of people didn't, because the guy Connor was so like broody and teenager-like the whole time.
Granted, he did have it bad, but
yeah, that's
when
true.
you're coming from Ezio, to this, it's kind of like a,
yeah.
I say it. It's a letdown.
Yeah.
In terms of character.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed.
Well, speaking of Black Flag.
Oh, I know where this is going.
Ubisoft has another game that's coming out that, from my point of view, takes the part of that Assassin's Creed game that people enjoyed the most and lets you become a seafaring pirate.
Yeah! Skull and Bones is its name, and it looks like a lot of fun. It's being developed by Ubisoft Singapore, which has, up till now, been batting cleanup for the French Ubisoft divisions in the Assassin's Creed style things. So these guys might directly have been related in the creation of the whole crazy pirate, we're gonna steal your booty sections in Black Flag.
Quite possible.
Yeah.
Shanties going in the background.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it just looks like a really awesome game, and I applaud Ubisoft for still being able to take those risks and make those games that, even like For Honor, may not be the great hits, but it's still like good gameplay, good ideas. Put it out there, find your audience, and let them play it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't know whether or not I will actually play this game. I see the same problem in it that I saw in For Honor, in that the experience is going to be shallow. And that's not a water pun. That That is just
Oh, it should have been.
I don't know if you can carry a full game on it.
War Honor.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're on a boat. You go shoot at another boat. You pillage their boat. You hide the booty.
Yeah.
Rinse, repeat.
I don't know how much booty hiding there would be. It seems like the objective.
Well, that would be even more terrible. It's like you got all this treasure, and it's just sitting here loading your ship down. You're like, I need to put this treasure somewhere or do something with it.
Yeah.
What better use for it than to hide it in a bunch of traps?
That's where Uncharted comes in.
I envision that they would like allow you to build a pirate base on an island or something, and then
yeah, that would be cool.
Maybe.
Then on an expansion, you can raid other people's islands. I don't know. That's just me.
So frustrating. Do all that work, get your island set up, someone comes and stomps on it.
Yeah.
God dang it. Like the bully who kicks over your blocks when you're trying to have fun. It's like, God dang it.
Oh, man. So there's another pirate title that they showed for a very small amount of time. That's Sea of Thieves, and it is unfortunately an Xbox exclusive. So unless we're going to be buying an Xbox to play this, we're not...
That was going to be my next question, is we're going to talk about games that are console specific now and not quite the ones that we'd be able to play immediately.
Sure. I mean, it was at E3, right? So...
Yeah.
I don't know if it is a game that would cause me to buy a new Xbox or the Xbox One X gamer tag that became a console, but I do think that it looks like a fun cooperative game. Can it go the distance? I don't know, but it looks like it would be a fun experience, to have your friends steering a ship, boarding a ship, searching for booty, finding the booty, selling the booty.
Yeah. I think it would be fun. I think legitimately it would be fun for the three of us to be on a pirate boat.
Mm-hmm.
And just
as
be
the
able
team
to do hijinks.
Yeah. I think it would be kind of, happy-go-lucky fun. But it's on Xbox, so we will not be partaking.
Yeah. Which kills the happy-go-lucky fun part.
Yeah.
Because that's like, what, $400 deep of happy-go-lucky fun?
Well, if you're buying the new one, it's $499 deep.
Okay, side note, I need to interject that the new Xbox is going to be backwards compatible down to the old 360 games, if I heard that guy speak correctly.
I did a little bit of digging into that because I wanted to fact check what we were going to say about the new Xbox.
Yes.
And from the Xbox official website, they have a list of 360 games that are currently backwards compatible. And they have ambitions set on having original Xbox titles curated and backwards compatible.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. See, that's ambitious. That in and of itself would be worth buying. Because now any Xbox game you enjoyed, you can outplay.
Yeah.
Including Halo 1, 2, 3.
So I guess they want that to go into their catalog and let you experience those games again.
Yeah.
So
well, also, side note, because they're being outsold by PlayStation hand over fist, they got to do something to help start pulling people in. Yeah. And if they tell people, hey, those games you still got stowed away in a bag somewhere, you can play those now. And they're like, oh, okay. Well, that might be doable.
I mean, as long as the game console has an optical disc, because I see those going the way of the dodo rather soon, and things moving to digital mostly.
I mean, I think they're always going to have an optical disc.
Really?
Because they're all dual DVD and Blu-ray players anyways, so they're always going to have an optical disc.
Well, that's true, I guess. I guess I was thinking of it from more of just a gameplay perspective, because that's all I do.
Keep in mind, they're trying to make their machines more adaptable to more pieces of the market, So they're trying to make a Swiss Army knife of electronic tools, so that way you only need one thing, which is your Xbox. You don't need any of these other electronics. So they'll definitely have an optical for many more years to come. I don't see those disappearing at all. They'll change a little, but they'll still be there.
On a quick side note,
but still be there.
Quick side note. This doesn't have anything to do with E3, but did y'all hear that the company that releases the license to format in MP3 has started to not issue licenses for MP3 anymore. They have shuttered that format.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Is there something new coming?
I don't know.
That's kind of odd.
Yeah.
We should investigate.
Yeah, definitely.
More to be talked in about that.
Yeah. But back to E3 and back to games and all that.
One of the Xbox titles that I really wanted to play, but I can't because no Xbox, would be the game called Ashen, made by Aurora 44 Studio.
I don't think I remember this one.
It's the game where the individuals in the game are faceless.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You basically, I don't know if there's actual conversations in the game, but the game synopsis is such that you're exploring the game, and you're trying to, I guess, you're shrouded in darkness, and you're trying to find the light, and the only kind of light in the game is light that you make or by nearby volcanic activity from the description on the website. And the game is supposed to be played such that there is no one-track way to do it. It is always different for everyone, because depending on where you are at certain times initiates new directions of the game. So that means the people you encounter, the skills that they possess that you cross-build with your own to build a sort of small group or community that you go around and adventure with. It's fluid. And so one of the things that I caught interesting was that a lot of the gameplay in terms of how you interact with characters is all based on physical mannerisms, since they're faceless. So I thought that, I don't know, I guess there's a softer undertone of gameplay where you're not so focused on like who this character is, but rather what they do. And I kind of like that a lot for some reason. So
yeah.
That just seemed like an intriguing game to play. And, of course, the mystery. Why is everything shrouded in darkness? Why is there ash everywhere? The secrets to unfold.
That one did really catch my eye. And I did a little bit of research into it, so I know that it is the open world, and I know that it is multiplayer in some aspects. And, I like multiplayer games. I like cooperative games. So if it has that in there, that's interesting. And you Xbox people can have fun with that. I'm not going to be over here bitter or anything. I don't care. Y'all have fun.
As much fun as it is to, play around in the console lore and stuff like that, it's expensive to run a company, and it's expensive not to do well. And I want people to do well. That is part of our passion, is video games. And if half of it goes away, it will not spur innovation or anything like that. I want them to do well. And they've done well in the past. I know they can do well in the future. Just keep at it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Keep on keeping on.
Yeah. So, what's next? Is there anything y'all want to talk about?
We're on Xbox titles, so Crackdown 3. Blow everything up. The end.
The only thing I remember about the Crackdown presence at E3 was Terry Crews.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the summary of Crackdown.
That's about all I remember.
Yep, that's pretty much it. Hilarious, stupid fun.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Crackdown. And that's about all that needs to be said about that.
Yeah. From what I remember, Crackdown 1 was great. Crackdown 2 is crap. And I hope Crackdown 3 is better.
Yes. Well, let's not say better. Let's at least say as good as or better than the first.
Okay.
Because better than second might, again, putting the bar pretty low. Let's get the bar up a little bit.
All right.
Well, that was quick.
I'm going to mention, are we still on Xbox or?
For whatever.
Just shoot anywhere, any direction. If
Throw
you
a
want to go
dart.
the Nintendo route, you can probably open a couple Nintendo titles.
That's it. I want to bring in the big in because someone's got to represent the gaming for all gamers console. Metroid Prime 4.
Yes.
Yeah.
If I had a Switch, would buy.
Long time coming.
Yeah.
But necessary. A very small presence. It was really just an announcement, as opposed to like a trailer or anything like that. And Rare, was it Rare who did the original 3 Metroid Prime for the GameCube?
I believe so. Yeah.
And so Rare is not producing this one, which more power to them. But I'm really interested in seeing where they're going to go, where they're going to take Samus, what are they going to do. Yeah.
I know Arcadius is a long-standing Metroid fan. I've never played anything more than about 5 minutes of Metroid Prime, so I'm not a good source for this one.
Even for back in the day, the looks of everything were just, it was smooth. It was awesome on how many different gadgets you had, and you actually used every single one of these gadgets to solve pretty, in some cases, intricate puzzles that you just had to figure out on your own on whether or not it was or wasn't a puzzle, and just kind of detective your way around, and then of course blow up bad guys. Although I will say, to this day, the freaking space pirate music is some of the creepiest stuff I've ever heard. Oh my god!
Really?
That to this, it will still give me goosebumps and chills up my spine when I hear that music.
Wow!
It is
I
just
need to look
friggin'
into this.
Yeah, it's in the first one. Just go to the first Metroid Prime. It's there, and it's if you have the lights off and that starts playing, you're gonna want to turn some lights on. Just saying. Anyways, I don't know. That's just me. But yeah, the Metroid games were always really fun, and I fell off after a piece. I played most of the second one and just a little piece of the third one, and then that's where Tom moved away and I couldn't play GameCube anymore. So
yeah.
So I lost the ability to play Nintendo stuff. And the fact that another one is actually coming out, that makes me really want to get that one. And potentially be able to see if there's any backward compatibility or future remasterings of the previous ones as a bundle set.
Yeah?
Yeah. Would play if I had a Switch, but I'm going to be waiting on that to have a sale or something.
Are either
I do want
of
to play
y'all...
Breath of the Wild too, but
Yeah.
I don't want to commit to a full another console yet. Same thing with Xbox.
Are either of y'all interested in Super Mario Odyssey?
That actually looked like a lot of fun. And unfortunately, I'm hesitant because when I played Mario 64, I was utterly and hopelessly dragged in to like earn everything.
Yeah.
And after I sat back and looked at the game, I was like, "Oh my god, I have poured so much time into this game. It's unhealthy. I have to stop." So that was my Mario play experience back on N64.
Gotcha.
Played Mario 64, destroyed the ever-loving crap out of it, and decided, oh my gosh, moderation, and stepped back. And since then, I haven't played another major Mario game.
All right.
I think the thing that I love about, and I think, everything about Mario is awesome, but every time they bring in a new gameplay aspect to the game, and you think it's just a gimmick, but it actually is just a really fun way to play Mario. So now that they have people possessing people with attacks, it just looks like a lot of fun. So
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Hey, Vast, quick side note here. I think your microphone might be drifting a little bit because you're getting a little bit more distorted.
Just a bit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just a bit.
Better?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
Cool.
I'm just going to toss in one more game from the big end for those JRPG fan. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I did not play the first Xenoblade Chronicles. I did have a Wii at the time, or the Wii U, whichever one it was on, but that was back in the day when my brother and I would swap consoles. And so for the longest time, like, I just had the PlayStation 3 and he just had the Wii, and we never swapped. And so I never played that game. I played the latest title in the series, like Xeno Chronicles 2 or something like that. It had some of the ugliest character models I have ever seen in my life. They looked like these bugs with these strange eyes. Like, I just put helmets on everyone. You just could not look them in the face.
Man, that's rough.
You get a helmet, and you get a helmet. Oh my God, you get a helmet.
For the love of God, get your helmet.
Put a helmet on. So the one thing I can say about this game, it looked like a lot of fun to play. It reminded me, I never played the first one again, but it reminded me a lot of one of the recent Tales games, Tales of Xillia, I think, in terms of combat, and your sword is your partner, is your guide kind of gameplay. But the character models are a little bland to me, but they are not ugly. And so, big ups to Monolith. Is it Monolith Software? I think it's Monolith that does this game. Big ups to them for keeping the abomination away from this title.
I gotta say, when I watched the trailer, I thought at first it was kind of interesting that your sword is your partner. It was a very Soul Eater-esque idea, and I always liked that in Soul Eater. But the way they portrayed the two characters interacting, it was less like your sword was your partner and more like, I'm gonna dink that sword. You know what I mean?
It's a JRPG.
A little too much.
Yeah.
Just
like,
a little too thick.
I'm gonna end up with a few too many cuts with this sword.
Brain bleed. But yes. I'm sorry, I'm just something terrible. Yes.
I think one more that I didn't hear that I think is for PlayStation, I don't remember if it was an Xbox exclusive, was the new Shadow of War, the new Mordor game.
Yeah! Am I the only one to play the original?
I believe you might be the only one.
Okay.
I definitely kind of want to play this next one.
The first one was really good.
I heard so many good things about the first one.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. They did a really good job. It was either a launch title or close to a launch title, and it worked day one, which is incredible because nothing works day one on a launch title. That's just unheard of.
It's just how it works.
Yeah, nobody knows the console architecture or anything like that. They're just shooting in the dark.
Someone must have had some insider information on that one.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was really cool. The way they did the Nemesis system and how if you didn't kill them, they remembered you and they got stronger and worked against you in your tactics and stuff like that. I feel like...
I guess in this one you can kind of possess them and bring them to your side and level them up. So I guess there's a whole new dynamic with that that's not quite the same as the first.
Yeah, in the first one you could. That was one of the major things, is you could either kill everyone or possess everyone, as it were. It's not quite a possession, but it works.
It's more
kind
like
of the same way.
What do you call it? A persuade.
Yeah,
a soul persuade.
Jedi mind trick. That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
That was a real big thing in the first one, but it looks like they upped the scale in this one, and the whole thing of them having the giving you the ability to siege areas with the people that you brainwash seems so cool. It seems so cool.
Yeah, it definitely looks like it takes it the extra step in terms of not only having fun with your one-on-one play, but like, okay, well, all these people I just got done one-on-one playing, for the last, couple hours of gameplay, let's throw them all in a giant blender pit of a battle.
Yeah. I think it's a really good example of a developer looking at what they did well in the first one and making it better in the second one. Take notes, everybody that plays Call of Duty. That's how you do it. That is how you do it. Okay?
Including your menus. But, yes, I thoroughly agree with that assessment. It's very rare for a developer to take notes and actually keep all the good stuff and just add more good stuff. So that's quite partly why I'm really intrigued to play the second one potentially, because all the good stuff is there from the first one that I didn't get to play, and plus more.
Yeah.
So I'll definitely be looking forward to that.
There's a game that I feel like I should mention because I have played every single one of them so far, and that's Far Cry. They've got a fifth one, and you're in the United States, and you're shooting cultists in Montana. And I can't wait, because in that trailer, your dog, Boomer, brings you an AR-15 after he kills a dude. That's the most American dog I've ever seen.
He does wear a scarf around his neck.
Woo! Yeah!
Anyway, don't get Boomer.
Yeah, boy! Go get him, man!
I do want to point out that I was actually born in Montana, so I'm
oh, really?
pretty interested in food. Yeah, I was.
So this game literally hits home for you.
It does hit home for me in a very scary way.
Okay.
But no, it looks.
Well, then we'll
like
need
the
to
type
verify
of fun
landmarks.
That, what is the Ghost Recon Wildlands? It looks like it actually has the fun that Ghost Recon Wildlands wanted you to have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with that.
We never actually played anything in Ghost Recon's Wildlands past the beta. I don't know how the full release of the game went, but
it was okay. There were definitely a couple buggy parts of the game, and the one that I remember watching a YouTube from the Russian Badger, or a video from the Russian Badger.
Oh, Badger!
And it was when you earned the final gun of the game. That was supposed to be a really strong suppressed. I think it was auto shotgun. The glitch was that it wasn't suppressed, even though the gun was called Silencio.
Yeah.
So you had nothing but a really loud full auto gun, and it didn't work right. And after you earned that, there was nothing else to do.
Gotcha. All right. Is there anything else?
I was going to say, anything else, special mentions before we wrap this up?
Well, let me consult my list, see what I've got. Yes, I have a list also. So we got those. We haven't mentioned Spider-Man or
I was about to mention that.
Monster Hunter World. I want to talk about that too. So you do Spider-Man.
All right. I guess just in time for the new Spider-Man Homecoming game, Sony will be releasing Spider-Man for console. The gameplay trailer that they released looked like it was a lot of fun. If the entire game allows you to use Spidey's powers in just this way, like you were making web nests, you were tying up trucks in the air and protecting civilians, and you were quipping in between everything. So it actually looked like you were playing Spider-Man. It looked like a lot of fun.
More freeform than just a linear thing with only a couple spots to attach web to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd tell me this game is where you're playing a better version of Batman that actually has superpowers and actually does stuff for good rather than just be a broody dick in a cave? Yes. Yes.
Sounds like someone's had a bad time.
I'm sorry, Vast. I'm not a Batman fan.
I love Batman so much. He's my favorite superhero, but not the way that most people see him, as this broody man bat.
Yeah.
That's the boring Batman. But that's the Batman that everyone wants, apparently. But anyway, that's another story. That's another podcast. We'll talk about that later when you find out how nerdy I actually am.
Sure. what did I say? Monster Hunter World, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, Monster Hunter World. It's coming back to console. The last console release was on PS2. Ever since then, it has always been mobile releases and things like that. I'm glad to see it's coming back to console, and it looks like a lot of fun to play with your friends. It always has been on mobile. I've never played them because, you know, mobile.
Yep.
It looks like a lot of fun, and it looks like Monster Hunter, and I could not be happier that it exists right now. I want it in my hands and in my PS4 right now. But we're going to have to wait a little while.
Patience.
Yes. Monster Hunter World, they have not released a date, but they do say it will be coming out in 2018.
Next year.
Yep.
Happens.
So we talked about that. Shadow of the Colossus. Do we want to talk about Dishonored? There's also
Stein 2.
Metro Exodus. We mentioned
Probably
it multiple
won't be playing
times.
Metro Exodus.
We mentioned it multiple times while putting this podcast together, but the ubiquitous E3 zombie bear that was in many things this time.
Yep.
It was in Days Gone, it was in Metro Exodus, and I think it was in one more thing.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
It's also in Diablo.
Yeah, there's zombie bears in Diablo.
There is a zombie bear. Everyone wants a piece of the zombie bear.
Yeah, dude.
And there's another game that actually came out in a trailer that had a zombie bear too. I don't remember which one it was now.
Well, I can't tell you. I don't remember it.
Yeah, I can't tell you. It was a game that wasn't worth remembering because I know several zombie games came out this year, and it's just like, okay, another zombie game.
Yeah.
Or I should say another typical zombie game, and it just didn't look very fun.
Yeah. Are we to that point in our culture where we're just saturated with zombies and we can't do any more zombies?
Like,
I'm
I don't know.
I'm ready for them to go away.
I think there's
Need to move on.
There's probably a couple clever ways you could do it, but if it could just kind of go away for a while, it probably wouldn't be a bad thing.
Yeah.
And then it can come back with a vengeance.
Yeah.
But
I'm all
you're
for
probably
them
always
going
gonna
away.
have somebody that presses it. Like, just when everyone else quiets down, there'll be one group of people like, oh, no one's come out with a zombie game. Let's come out with a zombie game. And then they'll come out with a zombie game. Then someone else will go, oh my gosh, they came out with a recent zombie game. We got to catch up, otherwise we're going to lose market share. And then they'll come out with a zombie game, and then the cycle continues again. And, yeah.
Yeah.
The quest for money continues.
Merca! Boomer,
Yeah.
give me that AR-15. Woo!
Yeah, I have a feeling if I played that, I'd use Boomer for everything.
Yeah, dude. They feature co-op, so if you want to hop on with me, I'm definitely going to be playing it.
Yeah.
I
don't know,
invite
I'll
you.
see.
I invite you.
I'll
Enjoy it with
see.
me.
We shall see.
Mojo. So, does that cover it all? Are we done?
All the ones I cared to talk about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bass, you have
Those would
anything
be the
left to
top.
add?
Nope, I'm pretty good.
All right. Well, I guess that wraps it up. This has been episode 8. And 8. We made it a year. We've been doing this for a year, guys.
We made it to 8.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And can I in a podcast set a goal for the next year? Can I do that?
That's gonna be steep. That's gonna be steep.
Can I do that?
I mean, we already set a goal in the very first podcast, and it kind of fell
Oh
short.
yeah. Well, fuck that.
Hey, they're still going on though.
Yeah, they are. We don't hate each other. You know, we're still doing
Yeah.
this.
This
So
has worked out.
we've done 8 in a year. Can we do 12? You think that's possible? One a
Maybe
month.
if life doesn't get in the way.
Yeah.
I think one a month's not too steep of a goal.
Okay. And
And if we miss one, we can just double up on another.
Yeah. I'm sure we're interesting enough people to pull out one topic a month. Right? Yeah.
One ragtaggy topic at least per month.
It's like, so you like the color red? Yeah, I like the color red.
You like PlayStation? You know, I got a PlayStation. You know, I play PlayStation a lot, so I just thought we'd talk about PlayStation since I play a PlayStation.
You know, they like the color blue in PlayStation, but
This just in, we'll be deep diving colors, your favorites and mine, next podcast. The entire spectrum.
Oh man.
Oh gosh.
Okay. Well, other than that, we're currently talking a little bit of channel changes, some name changes, things like that. So don't be surprised if we have a different name in the future. We're trying to differentiate ourselves from the mass of people on YouTube and on the internet as a whole.
Which is tricky, but
yeah, it is
times
tricky.
Change. It's just the way it is.
Very tricky. Do we have anything left to add?
Nope. I got nothing else to conclude on other than there's going to be a lot of good games coming out and many more in the future.
I'm very excited. It's a very good time
Not
to be a gamer.
enough hours in the day to play them all.
Yep. This whole being adult and having a full-time job kind of...
Yeah, if that job thing wasn't in the way,
it hurts.
I'd be able to play more. But then there's, of course, that whole money issue.
Yeah.
Why couldn't I have just had an oil well in the backyard? It didn't work out so well.
Yeah.
I'll just add that if you're looking for us in the future, in July, Fortnite is dropping, and there's a good chance that we'll be doing some Let's Play and some streaming, so look forward to that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. All right. Well, this has been episode 8. If you like us, subscribe. We always need more people. I think we're up to 13 now. Holy shit.
Woo-woo! Broke double digits.
Yeah. Leave a comment. Tell us what you like, what you don't like. If you think we could do something better, tell us. We will look at it and then disregard it promptly. And that is it. We will see y'all later. Thanks for listening.
No, seriously, we'll look at it.